Am I live? Shit. Oh, hi. Welcome to Dolly Talk. This is Dolly. No intro today because I had to take it off for something for the thing earlier today and forgot to put it back. But there we go. Yeah. How is everybody doing? Scott, good to see you. Build a wall. And make Canada pay for it. Hello, Christine. How are you? Yes, actually. Unlike my usual streams, there's a few things here. All right. Yeah, David, did you get Christine's email? How you doing, Johnny? Good to see you, Benjamin. Hope you're doing well. All right, so hey, AG, we are gonna get started here. Just watching the court feed from today, kind of skip through it, just do the highlights. I wasn't gonna stream today, but I had a little bit of time, and today I think went kind of fast, so. Yes, free Tristan. Tristan's life matters.
Made her way to a different aisle, picked out 5 air wicks, placed 4 of those air wicks in her purse, and grabbed 7 candles. The loss prevention.
5 air wick and 7 candles. Okay. Now we get a little smelly.
Officer further stated the defendant placed a bag over the candles to conceal them, went to grab eggs and hangers, and the complainant only paid for the eggs and hangers and the Advil at self-checkout.
Okay, so you got the eggs and hangers and Advil. You paid for the eggs? Girl, do you know how expensive eggs are nowadays? Good Lord.
And the complainant observed the defendant pass points of sale without purchasing the other items concealed. The total was $188.83.
Got it. All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go to any target. If you violate this condition, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? What do you do for a living, ma'am? What kind of money do you make a month?
Enough to buy my own air wicks.
Do you have any children? No. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am? I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you. I mean, you have to meet the federal poverty guideline to be given a court-appointed lawyer. So I need to know everything about you, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, how much money you have in the bank, stuff of this nature. And then I'll take a look whether you qualify. All right? Please. So, Alex, if you can file, no going to Target, please.
Target, just that particular Target.
No going to Target either? God, poor woman.
All Target, yes.
All Targets.
Right.
Thanks.
All right, Judge, next is page 19. Ridley, come on up.
Come on down, Ridley.
That's fine.
What am I doing here? Ah.
Good morning, Mr. Ridley. Sir, you are charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 29, 2024, officers were dispatched to a disturbance in a weapon at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant standing in front of the complainant's vehicle, preventing her from driving away. The officer made contact with the complainant, who stated she and the defendant have been in a dating relationship for about 2 years, and the complainant stated she and the defendant got into an argument in his residence after he mentioned something about her children. The complainant stated she decided to leave and got in her vehicle, where she stated the defendant wanted his belongings out of her car, and the defendant had placed some of the groceries she bought on her car. At some point, they were arguing and attempted to break her driver's side window. The complainant stated she rolled down her window to prevent the defendant from breaking her window, and that the defendant reached into her vehicle and struck her in the left side of her face with a closed fist while she was sitting in the driver's seat. The complainant stated the defendant hit her in the left side of her face several times and that she felt pain.
It was self-defense.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Mr. Ridley, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm ordering you not to have contact with this person. Do you understand? I will protect every person in my county. If I find that you violate any of these conditions, you become a danger to anyone else, I'm going to lock you up. Do you understand? A protective order has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate this protective order, like go to the protected individual's house, have any contact with her. If you're in possession of a weapon, the state can and probably will file a violation of protective order against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Do you understand? So get to know it and don't smoke any dope. Don't use any alcohol. How old are you? What do you do for a living?
I go to school right now.
Where do you go to school?
I was going to Summer Creek High School. I'm in Houston, Kansas Academy.
So what are you doing now? Are you doing nothing with your life?
No, I go to school, but
No. Are you actively enrolled in school? Yes or no?
actively, no, not right now, but
So that's what's going to happen now. I'm going to provide you a lawyer. You must either get in school full time or get a job full time as part of your bond conditions as well. Do you understand?
no, the reason, I understand, but the reason I ain't in school, right?
Don't matter. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. We need you to do something with your life so that you become something of yourself and with yourself, because you turn 40, 50 years old and you ain't got some kind of education or some kind of trade or some kind of working knowledge. You're going to end up on the street, no money. And this life sucks without money. Do you understand? If you don't believe me, go look in the jails. If you can provide him a lawyer.
It's full of the poll.
Same thing.
As Donna Adelson will say.
Hold on, it's not done. We'll set on 2 weeks to see where we go on, and then no dope, no alcohol. All the guys and no weapons. All right, come on.
So only no dope and no alcohol. I see a loophole there, Judge.
Go ahead and sign for your recess. All right, Judge, next is page 20.
Come on down, page 20. All right, Paige. Nod nay.
You were Jessica Sanford. Ms. Sanford, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge. On September 29th, 2023, officer was dispatched to a disturbance call in Harris County, Texas, and met with the complainant, who stated he asked the defendant to leave his apartment multiple times, but she would not comply. The complainant had video footage of the defendant refusing to leave and mentioning something about darkness inside of him. And the complainant and the defendant were in a relationship, but the complainant had ended things earlier that day. The defendant locked the complainant out of his apartment, and the complainant showed officers an injury on the back of his neck that appeared to be nail scratches. The defendant barricaded herself in the apartment, refusing to leave. So in this case, Your Honor, the injury caused by the defendant, according to the complainant, would be the nail scratches on the back of his neck that he showed the officer.
You never told me that an officer said this, that he told this to an officer?
The complainant just showed an officer an injury on the back of his neck that appeared to be nail scratches. Let me read the full DIMS, Your Honor, and see if he mentioned something else.
We don't work on hunches.
Yes, Judge.
I never heard anything that don't, please.
So the full DIMS reads that the complainant advised an injury he had on the back of his neck area that appeared to be nail scratches done by the defendant with their hands, causing the complainant to feel pain. Yes, Judge. And I apologize for.
Okay. I just want to make sure that
it's all right. I suck at my job.
Yes, Judge.
In the up and up. Ms. Sanford, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do we know whether he wants to have contact with her or not? I know that you want to talk. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. Now's not the time. You will have the opportunity to fight. I promise.
I don't want to fight, sir.
Okay, don't say anything. I know, please. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. Just don't.
We've attempted, but we're unable to get a hold of her at this time.
Okay. So tell me, Ms. Sanford, are you working at this time?
Sir,
I only want to know, are you working?
I haven't been able to because since I've been arrested, I haven't been able to get any of
I
my
will provide you a lawyer today. I don't want you to say anything. I'm going to give you a lawyer.
Can I just say, I was actually playing with Streamlabs a little bit. Look at this. I got Streamlabs to tell everyone to ignore David. because they're tired of your antics. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun with this. How are you doing, Brooklyn?
You can tell your side to the lawyer. Lawyers can talk to the DAs for you. But I've got so many people here. I mean, all these people will be witness to whatever you say, and they'll use it against you to prove guilt, okay? So just hang tight. Give me 20 minutes. I'll give you a lawyer, and you can tell your side to the lawyer, okay? I want you to understand, though, I don't want you to have contact with this person because I don't know if they want to have contact with you. They've been unable to reach him. Until that we know that she or he wants to have contact with you, don't. Trust me, I'm trying to help you, okay? I promise. We're not here to do anything bad. I'm going to help you as much as I can, okay? But I need you to be patient with me, all right? Rome wasn't built in a day. Just be a little patient. Let me get you a lawyer, and you can tell your side to the lawyer, okay? Please. All right, so what I'm going to have you do now, I'll have you sign a reset. Just take a seat in the jury box. Let me find you someone here momentarily, okay? Do you have any tissues?
Just have paper towels.
No contact, no weapons.
Josh, you're distracting.
And you filed an attorney of record?
His attorney of record is Nicholas Sale. It should be filed today, and I'm going to bring this up next with the
Got it. Okay. Morning, Mr. Segundo. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to
Wow, another DUI in Texas. I am shocked. Shocked, I tell you.
6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On December 30th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a possible DWI at North St. Houston Tollway in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with a witness who stated he observed the defendant's motor vehicle fail to drive in a single lane, driving on the improved shoulder and striking the right barrier wall. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle change from lanes 2 to 3 without a signal, signaled the lane change from 3 to 2, and then failed to signal a lane change when going back from 3 to 2. The traffic stop was then initiated, and the defendant's motor vehicle pulled over at a high rate of speed, nearly striking the barrier wall. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver of the vehicle, and the officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, an unstable gait as the defendant walked, and red glassy eyes. The defendant stated he was driving home from being at a party. He had consumed 3 Bud Light beers and 2 vodka mixed drinks 2 hours prior to the traffic stop. The officer administered standard field sobriety tests, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, 1 leg stand 2 out of 4. The defendant read the DIC and refused to provide a sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Just a second, I'm going to find the
I don't understand, Hella. Why do you hate him? He even says stuck like Chuck today. What more do you want?
There's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I'm going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand, sir? Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor. And license eligible.
Okay. As long as you have a valid Texas driver license and a liability insurance, you can continue to drive. Just be careful.
Well, it's Texas, Hella. All he's doing every day is DUIs. I mean, that's not his fault. That's Texas for you.
May become suspended. If it does, you can't drive. You've got a lawyer. Because you do, I'll waive your appearance, but you got to stay in touch with them. They'll tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you, I will revoke the bond. So just stay in contact. Don't pick up any new cases and don't use questions. All right, man. Good luck. Thank you.
Right this way. I didn't see what Judge, that was the last one. Could you follow
Do we have any THAs?
Yes, Judge.
Yeah. Come on.
First one is page 1. Ayala, come on up.
And then do you have a lawyer today? What are you doing about that?
Can't afford a lawyer.
Did you even look for a lawyer?
Yeah, I talked to somebody and I was trying to come up with the money.
How many lawyers did you talk to?
Like 3 of them.
Oh, that's too many.
That may not be enough. Sometimes you got to look 10, 15. What do you do for a living?
Paper.
How much money do you make a month, did you say? How much?
500 a week.
500 a week.
I'll have you fill out an application. Let me take a look at how much money you make, and then I'll see whether you qualify. But I'm telling you now, you got to meet the federal poverty guideline, and I don't know if you do. So I need to know everything about you. Be honest, because it's an affidavit that you're filling out.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind giving an affidavit? It should be right, please.
All right, Judge, next is page.
Oh, hold on, Vic. Let me just talk to him real quick. Yeah, of course. Come on.
Israel by the name of Vasquez.
Okay.
He's a DWI judge. I have applied for the
another DWI.
and submitted a mitigation back to judge. He took the TRAS judge and it's come back and he's already paid the
Restitution.
DWI fee. He hadn't paid the restitution because he thought that's what that was. So if I can get him to pay that, and then he'll reconsider the PTI at that point.
So it's old. It's 191 days old. I mean, a week. Can you pay it within a week?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll set you off a week, assuming he's got it paid. We'll come back and then, I mean, it's still on hold, right?
It's still on hold. They're still not yet approved, but there's no sign that they've rejected it. So they're still looking at it.
No. The program in general. Like, weren't you guys gonna have a meeting?
Well,
Right?
they've enabled PTIs again, and as of now, currently our deputy chief is evaluating them. So they're currently evaluating for PTIs now. It's back going again. So.
Okay. Vic, did you hear that?
No.
PTIs are rolling. They're back.
Oh,
Top of page 2. So he still has to pay the restitution before. He's not paid the restitution yet. So I was gonna give him a week to pay.
Oh,
Okay. So we'll give you a week.
Yes, sir. I have an offer if he doesn't get it done. So we'll get off your doctor, Judge.
Sure. Okay. I got you.
so much. All right. One of the branches out to the house.
all right.
Judge Johnson, come on up.
Come on down, Johnson. I want to see you, Johnson.
Good morning, Ms. Johnson. Do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that. You need a lawyer, 100%. You may have had one for magistration, meaning when you first were arrested, but that doesn't carry with you to the end. What do you do for a living, man? What kind of money do you make a month? Or let's do this. I'll have you fill out an application. I'll see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have coming in, how much money you have going out, how many kids you have, and then I'll see whether you qualify. Okay? All right. Do you mind? Please?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, Judge, next is page 13. Jones, come on up. Go ahead and sign.
Come on down.
Good morning, Ms. Jones. Do you have a lawyer today? Tell me what you're doing about that. What are you doing about that?
Trying to find one.
How old are you?
17.
You're 17.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you're doing with yourself these days, Mr. Jones.
I'm trying to get a job.
Did you graduate from high school? Oh, this is no good. We're going to work on that. I'm going to give you a lawyer today, Mr. Jones. And I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, and you're to come back. If you fail to take the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. This is no good. You're not working. You're not going to school. You're 17. This is not a good way to start life, man. So I'm sending him for a test now, and then we'll have him come
But
back.
I'm not in school.
And then I'll give him a lawyer. All right, take a seat for me.
Judge, the same request that we call Ms. Johnson back up to amend motions due to a recall that we've done.
Sure. Come up, ma'am. So let's start. I don't remember anything about the case. So if you don't mind me reading what happened, please.
So, you want to?
So
Domestic
for this
violence.
case, the officer was dispatched to a disturbance in Harris County, Texas, where the complainant and the witness stated the defendant had been texting and posting on Instagram about wanting to fight the complainant. The complainant and the defendant were inside an apartment when the fight
Called
began.
it.
The witness stated she observed the defendant to have a small, sharp blade in between her knuckles when hitting the complainant. The defendant punched the complainant in the face, causing lacerations and pain, and the defendant told officers that the complainant believed that the defendant was with the complainant's ex-boyfriend, which is what started the fight.
A fight and there's a blade and just.
And we are going to get this case re-indicted most likely because she was also pregnant at the time.
Yes, Judge.
And,
Okay, what do you want?
I'm just requesting that for the time being, the bond conditions be amended to no contact with her mother, Crystal Williams, due to the complainant notifying me that she has been going near the mother's residence and also threatening her mother.
And
Who's
the
the
kid's
complainant
mother?
witness in this case?
The complainant is Demiracle Williams, Judge.
Okay.
Not much of a
And
miracle.
does she live with mom?
She does not live with mom. They live at different residences.
Because I really don't know if I can, you know what I mean?
I understand.
So have her call the cops
Okay.
if she's in fear, if she has anything of this nature, but I can't, on the complaining witness, okay, but on just an average other person, I don't think I can,
Understood.
But like I said, if she's ever in fear, if she has any issues, tell her to call, 911, call the cops, and then they can take it further from there.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Be careful. I'm going to protect my community at all costs, Ms. Johnson. Do you understand? All costs. Take a seat for me. What conditions do we have now? Just no contact with the complaining witness?
Withdraw the reset. When she's done with the bond conditions, she'll give the defendant the reset.
So as of now, we have
No contact, no firearms, Judge.
Let's scroll.
yes, Judge.
Come on.
Printing this out for you. And who was the other one, Alex? Charge of there. Okay, please.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to be the new DB prosecutor for here. Right now. Oh, you don't.
Been a while, right?
It has been, yeah. Yeah.
Where you been?
I was just in court for, since I was interning, I went back to school, finished up, and then came here as a post bar. And then I've been in court for the entire time. And I just got moved into DB.
Okay, so are you going to be just with us? It's 2 courts though, right?
It's 2 courts. So I'm in 5 and 7. So I'll be on the 4th. So, and I guess ERD whenever that happens, but somebody should be just covering me when I'm over there. But yeah, just want to let you know.
Thanks.
Would you say about the PPR?
They're out talking. This case is nearly 200 days old, and now all jail.
Sorry, guys.
She's on the
He and I spoke to her again just a moment ago. We were out there on call, and at this time, Judge, Ms. Smith, we were going to have her speak on her own behalf, Judge, because I think it's important for her to take ownership for what this report shows.
I don't care. I'm putting an ankle monitor on you now. And if you ever test positive for alcohol again, I'm going to put you in jail. That's it. No means no. Doesn't mean it's the holidays. Doesn't mean I have a birthday. A court order is a court order. And when you don't follow court orders, there's only one place that we have you go. There's no tolerance anymore. And I don't care what you come up here and say, whether it's mouthwash, a tequila lollipop, hair dye, I don't care. And I don't care who you're with. A second violation Do you understand? Today you will get an ankle monitor, and I'm going to tell you now, it is extremely finicky. So best beware of anything that you put in your body. Okay, no more. That's it.
Only Ricada had this, Judge.
As far as the other, I don't know. What I would suggest is, email if you can now, Brenda Gomez, and see how we handle it, because I don't know. All I know is that this case.
Sorry, guys. And real quick, do alcohol monitors know if she has alcohol? They don't, but there is a type of ankle monitor that can test alcohol or for drugs.
All right, so Felicia, if we can amend it to put it on today, please. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Judge, can I just ask information on who you said I need to speak with? I want to make sure I have the email.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the person looking at it is going to be Brenda AB. So yeah, you So the other person, do you have Brenda Gomez's contact information?
Make sure I have it.
I don't know if you got this email before, because I had it on there.
Just so I can double check. I'd rather do this now than not have it later if I walk off.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care.
Yeah, the Three Stooges. This is entertaining.
Yeah. So Lori has all of them? Mm-hmm. All right. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Mr. Fleischer.
All you guys have picked up criminal cases, and you all have worked out agreements with the state and with defense to end up pleading guilty to these cases. You are Mr. Webb. Mr. Webb, you stand charged with the offense of criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. Mr. Rubio, you stand charged with the offense of criminal trespass as well. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. And Mr. Gerard, you picked up a number of cases while you have been on bond. However, it looks like you have worked out an agreement. You have a total of 4 cases, and it looks like they are going to dismiss 3 of them in exchange for your plea on one of them, which is the theft, where you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You now have at least 2 on your record. So what happens on the next one? Right. Instead of days, you were looking at years. So no matter a pack of gum, pack of smokes, you could be looking at years in jail. Do you understand? All of you are giving up valuable rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You could be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record and you cannot take it off ever again. Is this what you guys want to do?
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do, Mr. Rubio?
Yes, I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to do this? Yes or no? I don't know. I'm not sure. Yes.
Do you know what's going on now?
Yeah, not really.
You were charged with a criminal offense. You've worked out a plea bargain agreement that you want to plead guilty to a criminal trespass. If you don't,
either why are they all tied to one another? I'm guessing they just came up from the jail and they all have the same case together. Either that or they're into some really weird sex thing. One of the two.
don't want to, if you don't have to, we can do something else. If you need more help, we can give you time to get any kind of help that you need.
Okay.
What would you like to do, Mr. Rubio?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I've never been here before.
Okay, so let's give you a second. I'll have you talk to Lori. You guys can work out what you guys want to do. If you need more time, that's okay. Mr. Webb, is this what you want to do as well?
Yeah. No, I'm going to plead guilty.
Yeah, so they've offered you 32 days in jail. We'll give you credit for the 32 days that you've done. So basically, it's a wash. You get out today, but understand from now on, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail.
Right.
How do you plead to the offense of criminal trespass, sir?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty. I'm going to send it to you to the agreement. Good luck to you, sir. Mr. Gerard, you've worked out an agreement. It's 5 days in jail, credit for the 5 that you've done. How do you plead to the offense, sir?
I'll plead guilty, sir.
Sir, I'll find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. If it's enhanced, we abandon. Mr. Rubio, if you want more time, we'll give you more time. You can come back and let us know what you want to do. Okay?
Gentlemen, go ahead.
Mr. Gerard, can you please get?
Come on, guys. Can't be that difficult.
Yeah, let's hold on. We'll wait to see if they,
What else do we have?
which is the theft that we're going on? Is it on Gerard? Is it 6'2"? Good morning,
Yes,
Mr.
another
Reyes.
DUI.
Good morning.
Mr. Reyes, you're charged with driving while intoxicated.
Ah!
You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail. Credit for the 1 day that you've served. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any cases like this that you pick up. No more proverbial slaps on the wrist, because you now will be facing a minimum of 90 days. You get pulled over. The only thing an officer is looking at is your prior criminal history. If they see that you have a prior DWI, they come up to your car and you smell like alcohol, what do you think they're going to do?
Arrest me.
Right. I would never, even if you've had a drop of alcohol, get into a car because you're taking a humongous risk. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record and you can never take it off. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty. I'm going to send you to the 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Tell me about him, Robert.
Judge, he's a chef in the restaurants. He makes between $500 to $550 a week. His wife does not work, stays at home with the kids. 5 kids, 17, 15, 2 twins, 15 years old apiece, 3 and 5 years old.
I'm asking you these questions because there is a $4,500 surcharge that you have to pay when you pick up a DWI and you plead to it with a breath test of this magnitude. Your lawyer is asking me to waive that fee. I will reluctantly do this, but I'm going to tell you now, if you come back with another DWI, it is a $6,000 surcharge, not to mention court costs of around another $500. So you pick up another DWI, not only are you facing 90 days in jail, but another $6,500 to $7,000 in fines and fees. Do you understand?
Yes.
Don't come back.
Do not come.
There's going to be what
Do
to
not
pay.
come.
Good luck. Thank you.
All right, we're whipping through this pretty quick.
Facing up to 6 months. See. I see.
You have to clear him out on it. 12 months deferred.
What is it?
12 months deferred.
What's the name?
His name is Mr. Arias. Arias Rangel.
Good morning, Mr. Arias Rangel. Sir, you were charged with theft. You were facing up to 6 months of jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 12-month deferred. That is a type of probation that if you successfully complete, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. But you cannot tell people it was dismissed. It was not dismissed. Shh. You merely took a probation and completed it successfully, and you don't end up with a conviction. Do you understand?
Yes.
You also need to understand that you give up many valuable rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty and once you accept this probation agreement, you were stuck with this until you complete it successfully, or if you get revoked. Now, I told you that the great thing about this probation is that if you complete it, you don't end up with a conviction, but you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement. If you violate this agreement, I can put you in jail for up to 180 days. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you pick up a new case, if you don't do any classes on time, if you do not do to your community service, we will issue a warrant for your arrest, put you in jail, bring you back out. And if they prove to me that you violated it, you're looking at 180 days. Is this what you want to do?
Prevention?
Correct.
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of theft? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will not find you guilty now. I will withhold that for 12 months. To successfully complete this agreement, you must do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. He's done a TRAS.
Yes, medium, low risk.
Okay. As part of the agreement, you will do thinking for a change,
That'd be a first.
an anti-theft class. Do you know if he has children? Mr. Newley, does he have children? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay, instead of the community service, I think that a parenting class is probably better, you know?
Thank you.
I will make you a deal. If you do well, if you're nice to everybody, and you get your classes done on time, you don't test positive for drugs or alcohol, I will take you off in half the time. As a reward for doing well, I will take you off in 6 months. If you do great, do you understand? Can you get this done?
Yes.
All right, sir. I wish you the best of luck. We will have you meet with our probation, and then you're free to go. All right, good luck. Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Judge, just want to verify. You didn't have a completed EDM, which is like a decision making. You wanted to do.
You know, I guess, yeah, do the EDM instead of thinking for change. You can roll. You can roll. Sure. No community service. That's just. Yeah, and then that's it.
Hey, how are you?
Well, I mean, aside from the anti-tap.
So,
It's the long arm of the law, as they say, you know? What you need to understand, though, is that from now on, you and I will probably not be dealing with each other if this continues. You're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're also charged with assault of a family member. Both of those carry enhancement penalties, meaning that you're now will be facing on this assault. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, meaning that you can never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this. The other thing is that you can never pick up a case like this again. You do? Even so much as grabbing someone's arm and just squeezing, even if it hurts, you're now looking at a third-degree felony, a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. And if you've been to prison before, if you've got a third degree on your record, they can enhance that to a second degree. They can make it maybe to a 15 to life case. So you got 2 pen trips, you could be looking at a 25 to life case. You pick up a serious felony. The thing that you have failed to understand yet is that perception is reality. And when you get in trouble, you got to understand, it's always going to, you understand. You give up a lot of rights by entering into these agreements today. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, you're possible immigration consequence, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law, you give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never take this off. The other thing that you also need to understand is that you're pleading guilty to this DWI second, a third DWI. You're looking at a felony DWI, and then it's 2 to 10 in the penitentiary, another third degree. You get into a car, you get pulled over. What do you think an officer's going to do? You think they're going to give you a hard time? Probably. So don't give them the ammunition to give you another headache. How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, second offense? How about the assault of a family member? You understand that there's affirmative findings. So another one of these, no matter how trivial it may be, you're looking at up to 10 years, huh? All right. I'll find you guilty on both cases. I'm going to follow the agreement. It's 7 days in jail on one or on both cases. It will give you credit for the time that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for a year on the DWI. Don't drive until you get a license. You will perpetually go back to jail until you get everything straightened out with regard to driving. If you don't have the registration, you don't have a license. Eternally right back and forth, back and forth. Do you understand? It's not easy to do things the right way, and you get rewarded when you do. Good luck. Thanks.
We done in a sec. I messed up adding a.
Thanks, Harold.
Judge, on the second case, can you do that with any point? I guess you have to sign.
I made it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll attach you.
That's a good idea.
So, yeah, we'll attach you. Don't worry. Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much, Harold.
On the DWI second, did you want to waive the court costs?
Yeah, I was in testing.
So
Yeah.
what's the amount for the statement?
6,000,
And you want
and then whatever the court costs are.
to waive it all?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for coming, Harold.
Going to be ending fairly soon.
Set it for nation to pass.
Is that away the parents or required?
Wait, yeah. I mean, there's no sense in bringing it back. How's jail?
113.
You know, Mr. Smith, we want you to be the best person that you can be, right? And part of what you need to do and what we're here to do is teach you how to grow up, to make better decisions. You know, you have no one that's going to bond you out. These are things that you think about when you go out. If you are hanging around with thugs, people will treat you like a thug. If you, perception is reality. These are the things that you think about when you're out there, whether you're going to a party, whether you're hanging out with other friends who like to smoke weed, whether you're going to a park and you know that there are people that are not good for you and you're still doing that. These are decisions that you need to look at and to think, okay, if I do this now, what potential bad things can happen? I'm on bond for a criminal case and I don't have anyone to bond out. I got a test on Monday yet. When you're out there, always consider the negative of what can happen in every decision you make. You are now in jail. You've missed a test, allegedly, because I don't know for sure. You could be blowing smoke on my book. I would never even know, right? Am I supposed to feel sorry for you now that you have 2 assaults?
No, sir. You just don't get done.
Right. But what I want you to do is I want you to learn. And you got 2 assaults and you still haven't learned. So what do we do to ensure that you now, if we let you go out in the street, you're going to make the right decisions? What do we do? Because I don't know. I want to let you out. I don't want to keep you in. But you're your own worst enemy. If I let you out, I know that you're just going to continue to make a bad decision. So we're at an impasse. It's a dilemma. It's a fork in the road.
The situation is a little different today, Judge, after a weekend in jail, seeing how easily Mr. Smith can lose his liberty. If he is not 100% compliant with bond conditions, he hasn't just heard it from us now, he's actually experienced it. So that's different. And I would think that matters to him as he understands how quickly things can change in his situation.
How many times have we put him in jail?
It's only the first time, Judge.
We tested him.
We revoked his bond once, am I not?
No, I don't think we were any bond revocations.
Mr.
No, we appeared initially and he had a drug test and we had a conversation. You admonished him, but this was the first time he actually went in.
And how many violations have we had?
There was only the one dirty UA, Judge. At least that we spoke about.
Here's if I were to go send you for a drug test now, what would pop up? It's a rhetorical question. I don't want you to answer. But that's what I'm also thinking about. You know, you're in jail, you picked up a new case. I've repeatedly asked you to not smoke weed. You've tested positive already once. If I send you for a test now, what's going to happen?
I'm just commenting on it now.
I don't know.
All of that before he had to go to jail. Now he sat in jail and can't get out. There's no way for him to get out. He understands that. So I would think that would change his mindset. He's intelligent and he understands, but still 17 years old, has to sometimes hit their head to learn and understand what those consequences really feel like.
Where are you living now?
I still my best friend in Humble, Temple Forest. I just started staying there like 2 days before I came to court.
You don't even have a stable home.
Well, the order and the request of the state was to stay away from grandmom and don't go there and don't ever go back. So he hasn't.
Have any other parental figures out there?
No, sir. I don't really know too much of my family. Yeah, just pretty much. I don't know too much of my family. They really don't want nothing to do with me. So I just be alone.
And so somebody that purported to be Tristan's mother did reach out to me, but indicated that she could not help or didn't want to help because I asked those questions too. Wasn't
taken in?
No, sir. This was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So he's truly on his own. And again, the person I've been speaking to purports to live in Georgia and is young himself. Can't come here, can't do anything here. So our hope was that he was able to make bond because it is reasonable. It's a reasonable amount of money, but the bond company won't bond him out without.
But even Mr. Brooker, even if you bond out, if you continue to make the bad choices, you're going to end up right back here over and over and over. You know, he's telling me that you want to plead guilty just to get out. And I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to let you ruin your life. Because when you end up with these assault convictions, you're all but ruined. You know, Do you think people hire assault convictions? You think you're going to get a job? You think you want to go to school to study this and that? It's all for naught, because when you start racking up convictions, life is hard enough as a Black young man in society today as it is. And when you start racking up convictions, it only makes the life more difficult for you. That's hard enough as it is. And you're not getting it through.
A judge or a brassy judge?
If I go drug test you now, what is the result? Even after months of me preaching to you not to use. I don't want you to answer the question. What I'm trying to break through to you is that I have repeatedly told you not to use. I've told you not to hang with dogs because you're going to get fleas, and not you caught yourself a damn flea.
Aw.
I don't know. I want to let you out, but I can't trust you.
So where we are with it now, Judge, state made the offer. We understand your position on it, which I thought that would be the case, that you wouldn't accept that plea. So I'd like to move forward as quickly as we can.
Who is the best friend that is you're telling me that you were going to stay with? How old is this person?
She's 18.
And who does she live with, on her own?
No, she stayed with her mother. Me and her mother had a talk about me staying there, and she said that as long as I do what I continue. Well, she said as long as I continue to keep up with my schoolwork and stuff, and keep on the school. She said she don't want to go near her house, so as long as I continue to go to school and stay out of trouble, then I'm good there. And she understands that I have.
If I can verify that there's a parental figure at that house, I will let him out. I'm going to put a monitor on you, and I'm giving you a curfew. But if you can somehow verify, Mr. Brooker, that there is an actual adult living there, it's not just an 18-year-old just hanging out, 17 and 18-year-old, then I'm down. But I got to know that there's some kind of adult figure there, so that we know there's at least some kind of supervision, not 17 and 18-year-old hanging out with each other, because that's a disaster in the making. I don't want any more disaster. So if you can verify that, I'm down. But I'm going to tell you now, you will be reporting here to me while you're on bond, and I'm going to test you on a weekly basis to make sure that you're not using. The next time you test positive, so help me. Do you understand? You pick up a third case, I'm going to lose it. And the little hair that I have left will be gone, because that's how upset I will be. Do you understand? Don't smoke weed, and I want proof that you're enrolled in school full time. Do you understand, Mr. Smith? The only way is that I know that there's a parental figure here, so you have at least someone watching out. Okay, so we got time. I mean, I'm here. You have my cell phone, right? So just text me, and even if it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we can work it out.
I'll work on it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I have Victoria Jackson.
On bond or in jail? The first way that happens is for you.
Okay, so I think there's one more.
Where's Mr. Jones? Days from today. You saw already what happens. We're not here to play games. You need to leave here better than you came. The first way that happens is for you to get in school. You need your high school diploma. You cannot go through life without, at a minimum, a high school diploma, because you will never, ever make any kind of money. Do you understand? So that's part of the deal now. I'm going to have Mr. D work with you to be able to do it. I have a bunch of paperwork I can give you to enroll into free classes to do it. I get my GD. I can't go back to school too old. That's okay. I have programs available for you that are free to help you do this, so you don't have to use money. We have resources. All you need to do is show the effort that you want to get it done, and you can get it done. But at a minimum, you need a high school diploma. Going through life 17 without this and doing nothing, either working, this is not a good way to start, because you're going to end up invariably, like here, life is hard enough as it is. And if you don't have money, if you don't have an education, if you don't have some kind of prospect going forward, life is really going to go down the tubes. I'm telling you, life is miserable without money. That's why people get divorced so much. People always fight because they ain't got no money. When you don't have money, it's a really miserable experience. This life is a good journey. It can be a great one, or it can be miserable. Do you understand, Mr. Jones? The first thing, no more smoking weed. If you stop as of today, when I test you the next time, you should be negative. If you are, we will all be jumping up and down and happy. But if you test again positive, it's not going to go well. Do you understand? You're on notice now. Number one. Number two, I'm going to bring you back in about 2.5 weeks, and I want to see what you have done to start enrolling into a GED program. Do you understand? Who do you live with now?
Still my building.
Do you have a mom and dad around?
I don't know my people. I got a doctor, I don't know none of my people.
Okay. If you ever need anything, we're here for you. If you want a job, we can try to help you find one. But you need to get into school. You need to get an education. Knowledge is power, and it'll take you places.
I got GED to go to school, but I don't got no transportation.
You can do anything online. You should be able to do everything. Do you have a computer, or do you have a phone or something?
I got a phone, it's not on. Straight, I just got out of juvenile. Just got out of probation the other day. I'm still trying to find my way.
Where's Shatori?
Do you need a list of beauty classes?
Well, we got to find a way for him to do it because he doesn't have a phone, doesn't have any kind of resources. Is Shatori in her office?
I just teased her. Corey said his phone froze and he just walked back.
Oh.
Come on, Judge.
Listen, there's no excuse. I'm going to give you papers now to give you a list of providers that will give you a free phone.
Free
I'm
phone?
also going to give you a list of ways.
Oh, shit. He's getting that Obama phone.
For you to be able to get your GED. We will help you as long as you come here and show us that you want to do it. If you stay out there and make wrong decisions by picking up a new case, if you become a danger to my community, I'm going to put you in custody. You now know that there's no one that's going to bond you out. You're out of jail now because I gave you a free bond. But if you become a danger to my community.
God, first free bonds, now free Obama phones? What's next?
If you violate conditions, I'm going to put you in, and you have to realize and know no one is going to bond you out. So the next time you go to jail, you will be stuck like Chuck in there until either this case is over or something else happens. Think of that when you're out there in the free world. You are out there now on our bond. If you violate conditions, you pick up a new case, you end up back in here. It's not going to happen. You'll not get another free one. Do you understand? So if you're out there and you see people are acting like thugs and they're making the wrong decision, hey, come on, man, let's go put this place up or let's do, and you know that they're making the wrong decision, don't go. Be a man. Stand up for yourself. Know when to make the right decisions. I don't know if you have ever had someone to push you in life. I'm going to try to do it now to make you the best person that you can be.
Aww. But
I can't do this alone. I need your help. Do you understand? You only get a couple shots in life to make the wrong decisions to where it becomes so catastrophic, your ass is stuck. You're now at that crossroads. All right, Shatori, what got you? What do you got?
Yes, sir. After Shatori, he can get a cell phone and a tablet.
And a tablet?
I agree.
Now he's getting a free bond, free phone, free tablet. Thanks, Obama.
If you ever need anything, come back to us here. I can give you, I'm going to try to give you everything I can, but don't go out there and make the wrong decisions. Do you understand? Okay. So do you mind giving him that? And then did you bring the paperwork as far as GED as well?
Yes, sir.
We're giving you paperwork. All you have to do is go apply. Put some effort into it. They'll give you a phone. They'll give you a tablet. We'll set you off 3 weeks. When you come back, show me what you've done to start working on your GED. Mr. Jones, make us proud. Don't make the wrong decisions.
I'm not really upset. I just thought it was funny. Yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, this has been fun. So tomorrow I am planning on streaming about a new lawsuit involving the Rust situation. Our boy Seth Kenny extraordinaire is filed a lawsuit. Yes, he has. And he is steaming, and he is alleging all sorts of nefarious misconduct when it came to the search warrant. Yes. So we are going to go into that tomorrow at 5 p.m. He is suing the lovely Detective Hancock and the sheriff as well, I believe. So I don't believe anybody has gotten the lawsuit yet, but I did. So it's the case that never ends. It's very comical how bad the lawsuit is written. Oh, and the best part, our boy Seth Kenny is pro se. Yes, sir. So we get to experience the wonderful legal scholar of Seth Kenny. Why is he suing Fish Lips? Well, he alleges that the emotional distress from the search warrant and they did things that were improper to get the search warrant. So it's pretty it's only like 5 pages, but then we're gonna read the lawsuit that is just garbage and go through some of the text messages and kind of remember all the adorable moments between Fish Lips and Seth Kenny when they were texting and doing the search warrant. So we got that to look forward to tomorrow. All right. From the video, I remember him helping with the search. Yes, he was. That's another problem with the warrant or the lawsuit. But I'm going to end now. It's been a lot of fun, guys, and I will see you tomorrow morning with the daily Zoom hearing of Judge Fleischer. And then 5 p.m. Eastern, we got the Seth Kenny lawsuit. So thanks, everyone, for being here. Later. Toodles.